My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Center Hill Road, Ecru, Mississippi, 38841. I am still under attack by Scientology. So let me explain Scientology. First, there are more than 3 dimensions in this universe. There are 12 dimensions in total. There's also this dark matter or dark energy attached to us that makes up part of our biology. So the human genome produces a 12-dimensional humanoid designed to live in outer space. We are horned aliens with magical abilities. That is the human bloodline and the human afterlife experience. We die, we go into outer space, and we help create the heavens and earth and life on this planet. And that is what our abilities are used for. So we are Anunnaki, horned aliens from Earth that go into outer space upon death to live out the rest of your life among the stars. That is what is natural. So Scientology is the practice of utilizing this extra dimensional biology before they die. They remove it from themselves. And they use technology and techniques to turn this biology into an upper dimensional vehicle. A biology in which they can drive through the extra dimensions, inner dimensions, interdimensions, ultra dimensions. So Scientology is literally the practice of turning your soul into an alienoid that you can utilize while you are still alive. Alien-like creatures that live in outer space. So Scientology allows you to access the upper dimensions before you die, while you are still alive. There are people on Earth in this moment driving aliens around in our environment, on Earth and close to Earth, and they constantly fly back and forth between Earth and outer space. This is all Scientology. So here's what Scientology has done. They have figured out a technique or an application, some sort of technology or technique to grow their alien forms into very large organisms. These Scientologists get huge. Their aliens are huge. And it's not natural. So if you have technology and you look into the night sky or into the inner dimensions, you can see all these aliens buzzing around, worms and insectoids and blue bloods and Anunnakis and giant humans walking around on Earth and in outer space. The biggest ones are in outer space. These are gigantic humanoids. Some of them get as big as the universe. It's not natural. And they go to a place where time is simultaneous. So time is sort of an illusion to us. There's more to it than we can see. To a third dimensional human, we are stuck in a linear timeline. Days pass one after another, seconds, minutes, hours. Time is actually both linear and simultaneous at the same time. There is a place in the universe that you can go where time is simultaneous. And then you can turn around and observe the universe as a static object, something that has already happened. It is an object that is already there. Well, from this location, anybody on Earth that can see into the extra dimensions can see these organisms for all time, since ancient times. They are up there for all time. So Scientology has given us ancient Anunnaki contact with humans in Sumeria. They've given us the Egyptian gods. They've given us the Aztec gods, uh, star people from Native American lore, insectoids. Uh, this is all Scientology interacting with mankind. These are modern humans doing this. So these humans that are in outer space, go in their alien forms to massive proportions, are still alive today. They have been practicing Scientology since the 50s and 60s. So every giant organism that you see in the sky is either a surrogate for someone who is among the living, or it is a biology of one of these Scientologists, treated in such a way where they grow to gigantic proportions. So here's the bad part. The field of Scientology has been abusing their tech badly. We've been getting reports of alien abductions since the 60s. People report out-of-body experiences, lucid dreaming, torture, breeding programs, missing time, waking up in the middle of nowhere, not knowing how you got there. All of these experiences can be explained with Scientology. And those are just the alien abduction stories. Here's what they don't tell you. So institutions such as the FBI, the CIA, the military, DARPA, the Department of Justice, and even civilian institutions such as social media, Facebook, Microsoft, Google, and various other marketing companies and other big businesses and institutions are all using Scientology's tech in some way or another upon the masses. These marketing companies are in lieu with social media companies and internet companies. They take body parts, eye nerves, brain tissue, to their facilities, and there's this entanglement property. You are still in that biology no matter where it goes in the universe. So they take it to their facilities and install this biology into their computer systems. They run electrodes into it, um, isolate neurons, memories, thought patterns. They try to map out your uh, neurology. And this allows them to do things like read our thoughts, and they can see into our environment. So they can see through our eyes. They can hear through our ears, smell, taste, touch. This technology is extremely sophisticated. It comes from hive mind technology and command center technology. So these Scientologists give themselves telepathy using this technology. And these facilities also act as a command center so they can control the rest of their upper dimensions, their upper dimensional biologies, their alien forms. So there are Scientology companies associated with all of these institutions that practice Scientology. And they are using the public as a body farm. They take biologies from humans and other species to use in their Scientology practices. They steal body parts. They covet them. And these people that have been using this technology for a while, especially people in the government and these Scientology communities, they are addicted to reading people's thoughts, especially if this individual that is uh, being spied upon is in a government agency, police force, maybe it's a competitive business owner, maybe it's competition, or maybe it's someone in the government that you need to do things for you. They assimilate people constantly. Either they force you to assimilate if they can use you. If things don't work out, they may turn you into a surrogate so they can drive people around. They can take you out of your biology and put themselves in it and drive you around on Earth. This happens constantly. This is Scientology. So it has gotten bad. No one has policed these people ever. Aliens don't get policed. They are doing horrible things to people. This group of Scientologists, they kidnap people, force assimilation, they rape, torture, mutilate, dissect, harass, berate. They kill people for fun. A lot of these people involved are combat professionals, and some of them are people from Skull and Bones, Freemasons, and other institutions. They have conditioned themselves in such a way where they have they don't have our best interest in mind. All they care about is what they can get from an individual, be it uh, brain tissue for their hive mind tech, or body parts for their surrogate purposes, or body parts for transplant purposes, or maybe they just don't like you and they want to take your body part and torture you or keep you sick. These people can see the future and the past, and they can time travel. So this place that I talk about, where time is simultaneous, they can go up to this place, and they're so big, they can make a surrogate in any timeline, anywhere on the timeline in the universe, and drive that surrogate around in that timeline. It's like time travel. So Scientology they have done some good things, but a lot of bad things. A lot of bad things. They have developed this cult-like behavior. They like to torture people to death. People they don't like. They like to take body parts from them, and you are still in that body part. You're entangled to it. They like to torture it, make it suffer, feel pain, then drop it out of space-time, put a hole in space-time and push it through it, and you burn from friction burn. They are horrible people. Bad. So they have stolen most of my biology and my baby's biology, my dogs. And they are using it to hurt me badly. They steal body parts and assault me daily while they torture my animals. My little sissy she's deplorable. She can't even walk anymore. She's so itchy and burning all over her skin. They put her in acid and they torture her. They wake my screen up and they show me beating her with her crying out, screaming, "Oh my God." And I'm stuck with her down in this tub full of acid or some kind of horrible corrosive that hurts us. And we're stuck there. Can't nobody get us out? And what's bad is they had the rest of my biology in similar or worse situations. And they're doing the same thing for my animals. So what happens is, once I die on this first scenario they got me in, some kind of hell, with my animals freaking out, and we're all freaking out, however long that lasts. When I die there, I go on to the next biology they have me set up in because it's part of my biology. I'm still in that body part. All they have to do is stimulate it, and I wake up in some kind of torture or pain, mutilation. And the whole time they blame me for what's happening. They say it's my fault, that I've done something wrong. It somehow justifies their criminal behavior against me. This is a lie. I got forced to assimilate about 14 years ago, and I said no. I said, get away from me. I do not accept. Then the whole Scientology community came down on me. The government and civilians alike, harassing me, assaulting me, giving me death threats, threatening my life and my liberty because I said no to Scientology. So for the last 14 years, they've had tech in my head and phone services in my biology and in their machines or whatever. And I've been hearing voices constantly. And other people in the world talk to me either directly or subliminally. And it's harassment. That's all these people do is harass people. They are so evil. They are still here at this moment. They are threatening my life today. So they have some scenario planned out where they're going to kill me and my family today. And we're supposed to start our journey through hell. Me and my little dogs. And I'm supposed to wind up with my head in my mother's crotch and her uh, uh, giving me oral sex. My mother is involved too. We're supposed to be together in one scenario. And they're going to wait till she dies and then wake her up on it, wake us both up together, and let us experience that. I've never done anything wrong to any of these people or anybody else. No, they keep Sissy in hell constantly. And they laugh about it. Hee hee. Watch this. Hee hee. They make her suffer and torture. And they hope I freak out and start trying to defend myself because they like it when I do that. They like when I imagine myself shooting them. Like I imagine shooting a gun up in the air. And because of my technology, I can make a gunfire in my brain. Bam, 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 bam. I hope one day, since they're playing this game, Angels and Demons, I hope it hits them. But here's what they're doing lately. As soon as I start doing it, they start hitting me, assaulting me, trying to defend myself. They are evil people. No sympathy. They are psychopaths. I am sick. Yesterday, they removed brain tissue, a lot of it. So they have removed a lot of brain tissue already. They're down to my third dimension. So a couple days ago, I had a brain stem left. Part of my uh, middle brain and my frontal lobe has been cut off and grafted back on, or they grafted somebody else's back on. And then they have me covered up. They call it a humus ball. It's actually another biology they wrap around me. And they have the technology to allow you to experience part of this biological function. So you still feel your nerves work and you still function properly. It's like a shield or a life support. So they can clean out all of your body parts and nervous tissue and hook you up to a humus bulb, and you barely function, but you function. They take it off and you go limp. I can feel all of my damage. Most of my body parts are missing. My brain has been cut to pieces. They like to cut chunks out of it and then sew it, squeeze it together and sew it back together. They do this constantly. So they took from my brainstem forward, I only have a brainstem left in the upper dimensions. I'm sick. Bad sick. Now someone said, well, you shouldn't have killed kids. That's false. I was running from these people one day and hit something in the road, a deer or a dog or something. And they keep stimulating that memory, and they're like, see, you kill kids. You kill kids. I don't think it was a kid. No one ever called. The police never came. Nothing was ever on the news. They do this shit to me every day for 14 years. For the last 14 years, I've cried my eyes out and screamed at these people every night for the last 14 years. So part of what's going on is they are not policed. Americans not being policed leads to all kinds of criminal behavior, usually mob violence, like public executions and hangings, to just random people or the odd person out. Racism, torture, rape, kidnapping, human trafficking, murder, uh, religious uh, practices that involve torture or murder or mutilation. So all throughout time, they have created this literature to try to cover up what they have done. And the government is keeping it classified from the people because we are their cash cows. They are using their technology on us to make money or for body parts for their Scientology practices, or we're fodder for the FBI, the CIA, the military for surveillance practices. It is not natural. Human beings, when they die and they have their souls intact, they come off as little bitty Anunnakis, about the size of a man. And we go out into the universe and we expand. We do grow in the afterlife. We grow to about twice the size of a man. And if you're really old, you can grow even bigger than that. The biggest one that I've seen is about the size of a mansion or like an apartment building complex or something of that nature. And that was a dead person, an Anunnaki, a real Anunnaki, not a Peace Parts creature. All these big organisms and these aliens you see running around, they are made of parts of human biologies. See, we have 12 dimensions worth of biologies, plus this dark matter biology attached to us. When we die, we do something called turning around or raising, where we grab our light particles, turn around, and pull them into the dark particles. And there's your Anunnaki. Fly off into outer space, if you're healthy. So all throughout ancient time, we see our heavenly abilities or alien abilities, whatever you want to call them, our magical abilities and special abilities. All throughout Earth's history, we use these abilities to help create the heavens and the earth and life found on this planet. We do this with our in the afterlife. Everybody does it. Anybody that gets off with an Anunnaki can help. And it's already been done for us. Our predecessors have already done it for us in this current timeline. So you just go out and play, and you don't get it big enough to really break anything. And that's what happened. These Scientologists got so big, as big as the universe, and then they just couldn't help themselves. They started messing with it and cleaved the universe. See, we used to be a light and dark particle attached together, with an electron shell doing a figure eight in between both of them. We're light on one side, dark on the other. These Scientologists have cleaved the dark particles off of the universe. So this is what they're showing me. I don't know if it's true or a scam, but I have read ancient lore about the universe getting cleaved. Uh, they show me that the universe has been cleaved. I see it. I don't know if this is true or not, but it's what I have seen. What's worse than that is what they do to people on Earth. Okay, they take surrogates out of the human population. They force people to assimilate, trying to take over the world. They think they want to drive. If you have a special ability or government authority or any kind of special authority or abilities that they desire to control, they may force you to assimilate or turn you into a surrogate. So now we're seeing things like a bunch of rich people's kids driving around. They each got a military surrogate. Some of them even have CIA surrogates, and the government lets it happen. So there are kids at these Scientology companies driving around big CIA agents and military people. They think it gives them authority. If they get a problem, he's like, well, I'll just jump on my CIA agent and we'll fix this real quick, or jump on my police officer. We'll go get him. Go arrest his ass. That's how they think. If they have a problem, Scientology does endless kidnappings and murders and torture events, rapes and assimilations and surrogate making. They have to have people in the government to help cover it up. And Google is doing the same. They are redacting everything about Scientology. Facebook is doing it too. Anything that naysays or is against Scientology, they try to cover it up. They try to redact it. Even the Anunnakis. So you used to be able to Google and research Anunnakis, and there was some information there. It sounds crazy, but it's true. They are giant humanoids in our universe, in outer space. Those are modern humans, alive today. They come from our timeline. They started in the 50s and 60s, and they've been up there ever since. However, they can time travel. So they're going back and forth on the timeline, doing the religious thing. And they also created Christianity because of this event right here. My name is Christopher. I'm part Native American. I'm an author and a creative, an inventor. I write literature and create ideas and invent things that solve problems, such as our government, issues with social issues, economic issues. I have created literature that tries to solve all these problems in humanity, environmental issues such as cancer or mental health or diseases. It solves every problem in the world. My literature does, to some extent. I mean, things that are broken that can't be fixed, we have to live with. But the things that we can help, I have written literature that proposes ideas that solve world problems. And they covet this idea, or they covet my literature. They plan to murder me, steal my literature, and even attempt to turn me into a surrogate. And if that don't work, they want to create a look-alike, commit identity theft, and go and publish my intellectual property. There are several people that want to publish it. Devin Singe, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, the Navy. The Navy want to run their mouths about me, talk shit about me in my own literature, call me a filthy Mexican that killed people and fucked kids, did all this horrible shit while I was on Earth, and they had to kill me So that's where the martyrdom comes from. It's a lie. They're going to lie to you about everything. They're going to say they came from, oh, this is a lizard person. He came from the Draconian star system. Or uh, this is an Anunnaki. They come from Nibiru, the ninth X planet or whatever. It's all false. These are all lies that Scientologists have written into our history that make us believe one thing when the truth is actually another, because they are committing crimes against humanity. They are up there playing God on us, and they are sick, twisted, Dr. Kevorkian fucks that like to cut body parts off of people and stick them on other people and mutilate shit, and rape and torture, molest. They are sick, sick fucks. Scientologists are. They all have machines in their brains that stimulate their brain and electrocute them. This forces them to produce neurochemicals. It forces the production of dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin. It has an extremely narcotic-like effect upon these people. They are out there, twacked out of their fucking minds. And I suspect a lot of them are abusing substances. They're psychotic, delusional, extremely irritable. They are quick to become violent. They're petty, jealous. They have toxic masculinity. They're greedy. Evil people. And they abuse us this way because Scientologists see population as fodder. Whether other species or other human beings, we are just fodder to them. They sit up there on their big aliens, steal body parts, and make surrogates out of us like little Barbie dolls and drive us around. And the people on Earth are unaware because they are magical and they can remove extra dimensional body parts and then apply some life support, shoot some particles in there, run some nervous tissue, or they call it a nerve function. They'll do a gigantic nerve function where that body part used to be, and that keeps you stable. You're still missing body parts. You lose the ability to digest food properly. If you're missing brain tissue, you lose the ability to sleep properly. Like me, I don't sleep anymore. I have one stage of sleep, and that's it. It's not even rapid eye movement sleep. I go lights out. I don't dream. I don't think. I don't do nothing. And it's barely sleep. It's more like a daze. I'm not sleeping at all. My brain is not producing neurochemicals anymore. Now they're threatening my sissy. They got her bad. They got her bad. She is sick and in pain. They filled her full of worms like they do me, and they are using them to torture her. She's got worms all over her skin, and they keep dropping her down in some kind of acid or some kind of torture vessel full of caustics or something that burns her bad. And they keep threatening her life. They say, I got to kill her now. She's in acid. I got to kill her in all dimensions or she'll wake up in there. That's their excuse. They have multiple biologies in different dimensions. They like to cleave the levels off. So you get a new level every 3 dimensions. It creates a new layer. They like to cut the layers off of themselves. And they wind up with 3 or 4 biologies, complete biologies. Some of them are missing organs and tissues. So what they do is they'll get up on their big alien and they'll do something horrible to a biology, like put her in acid or something. Then jump down here on her little one and come up to the acid and say, look, I got to get her out. And all he can do is assault her in some way to kill her. Instead of getting up there on her big one, pulling her out, putting her back on the shelf, which is what they do with these Scientology companies. They cut our fucking body parts off and put us on shelves. And most of us are unaware. So a lot of us in the afterlife will have an experience of being hooked up to a machine. They splay your brain tissue open and they run wires into your brain. So in the afterlife, they stimulate your brain and you wake up. And they may give you an experience or two, or some people even get to go join them. I'm getting harassed again. We're talking about kids again. It's false. And it's all after the fact. Anything that happened has all been after the fact and it's coerced. They show up to my house every day to torture me or take biology or harass me every single day for the last 14 years because it is in these best people's interest. It's in these people's best interest to make me a danger to myself or others. They want me to go out and kill somebody or do something stupid or commit suicide or something of this nature so they can feel more justified in doing it. They like to do backroom deals and have false court on people. They like to look, he's a danger to himself now. He's going to go kill somebody. And they just got done sending my baby to hell and torturing me and threatening my life, saying you're fixing to go there. You just got a few hours. The entire time they're setting up booby traps all around my house, assaulting me every few minutes. They'll run up and stick something under my toes or my fingernails or in a nerve or something and cause me pain. I'm sick